Good. Well, welcome everyone. I'm going to go ahead and get started for the sake of time. And again, thank you all for joining us today. So we have guests from all over the world. And again, depending on your time zone, you might be waking up early or you might be staying up late. So thank you for taking that time to be here with us today and learn more about university options and the factors that go into making that university decisions. So many times we have guests that ask us if we can see them or hear them. Just so you know, this is a webinar mode presentation, so we cannot hear you or see you. So please make yourself comfortable. Invite family members into the room to listen along as well. However, we do have the chat function, as some of you have already used. So if you need to communicate something with us, go ahead and type it into the chat. And also, I encourage you to use the Q&A function to ask your questions. So if you have a question about anything that I'm covering today, go ahead and put it into the Q&A box. I won't answer your questions until the very end, but I don't want you to forget your questions. So go ahead and put them in the Q&A the moment, sorry about that, the moment that, that you have your question come up. So today I'm going to be discussing different aspects of the university, of a university to consider as you're making your decision and thinking about the possibility of studying in the United States. My name is Marco Chavez, and I'm the Director of Global Admissions Operations at Shorelight. So I lead the team that reviews your applications and then makes those decisions and sends them on to our university partners. So again, welcome everyone, and thank you for being here today. Now, again, the presentation is about finding your best fit university. So I have a question that I'd like to ask all of you. So a question is going to appear on your screen. And so what I want you to do as this question appears on your screen is to think about finding a university that is the best fit. What does that mean? So let's go ahead and launch the question. And so as you're thinking about studying at university and studying in the US and choosing a university, what is the most important factor in finding or choosing the university? Is that the location of the university? Is that the co-curricular opportunities offered? The ranking, perhaps? The cost? The majors offered? Or the extracurricular opportunities offered? So go ahead and answer what for you is what you think is the most important factor in choosing a university, or should be the most important factor. Okay, we're going to end the poll. And so it appears that most people think the most important factor in deciding which university to attend is the majors that it offers. So choosing a university that has something that you want to study, right? Well, let's take a look exactly at what that means. I'm going to go through some of these factors right now and talk through each of them. So the first factor I want to focus on is location. And what I mean by location is a city versus a rural environment versus maybe a small town. And so as you think about the location, as you think about the United States, think about the diversity of locations that it offers. So a city, for example, has all has many benefits, right? Think about concerts, festivals, shopping, opportunities for internships located right there in that thriving city that you choose. Some of our partners include American University, which is located in Washington, D.C., Robert Morris University, which is located in Pittsburgh, Tulane University, which is located in New Orleans, Cornish College of the Arts, which is located in Seattle. So all of those are very large cities, but they are also very different cities from each other. So they offer very different things and opportunities for students to take advantage of. So that's something to consider as well. A city is not just a city. And then you compare that or contrast that with a more rural location. So living in a rural location may facilitate closer relationships with the people in the town or with your student peers. Typically, rural locations have a lower cost of living. So renting an apartment would be expected to be less expensive. So some of our partners, for example, Central Methodist University in Missouri, University of Wyoming in Laramie, Wyoming, Ohio Wesleyan University here in Delaware, Ohio. Those are some of the options of a university in the more laid back, small town or rural location. And so as you're thinking about where you want to study, think about where you see yourself thriving more. Is it in a city with all the opportunities offered there? But maybe that also provides more distractions for you, right? Now, another way to think about location is just geographically where in the country, and specifically weather, the weather patterns that affect that location. So again, the USA is very large. Do you want to study in a cold place like University of Alaska Fairbanks or St. Catherine University in Minnesota or Lakeland University in Wisconsin? Those places get very cold during the winter time. Or do you want to study in a very warm location like University of Central Florida or Auburn University in Alabama, or an arid location like University of Texas San Antonio, University of Nevada Reno, or Utah Tech? So again, location not just goes from city to rural to small town to mid-sized town, but also geographically, what weather would that offer? And so as you're thinking about that and where you're coming from, so I saw Somalia, Nigeria, Dubai, India, these are very hot places, right? Even more so than what we're used to experiencing here in the US. So how does that, or how will that affect your likelihood of success depending on the location you choose? And so think about where would you benefit most from scholarly work if you're coming from Nigeria, where it never snows, and you come to University of Alaska Fairbanks, where there is snow on the ground 8 months out of the year. How would that affect you and your success on campus? On the other hand, maybe that's what you want, and you've never been in that environment. And so being in that environment will help you thrive. So that's something to think about. How will that impact you or affect you? Now, the majority of you chose the number one factor in considering a university is that it offers what you want to study, major availability. And so as you think about that, think about whether you want to choose a university that specializes in a specific area or a more comprehensive institution. So for example, some of our partners, Wentworth Institute of Technology, for example, offers master's programs in computer or business analytics. So if those are the types of majors that you want to study, Wentworth would be a great option. The new school in New York focuses more on the arts. AMDA College of the Performing Arts, as the name implies, also very specific, focuses on the performing arts. If you want to study criminology, for example, you definitely should not consider these universities. You would consider something like Western Oregon University, which has a great criminology program, criminal justice program, amongst others. And then on the flip side, you have universities that have a more liberal arts base, like Hiram College or Bridgewater College, and are more focused on the undergraduate student experience. And then, of course, you have your larger or your more comprehensive institutions, your research institutions that offer a wide array of academic specializations and scholarly opportunities for all types of students, regardless of your interest. So think universities like Cleveland State, University of South Carolina, Louisiana State University. So again, the major and availability of the major is very important, but that differs from institution to institution as you think about how to choose your best fit. Now, let me touch a little bit on ranking. One thing to keep in mind regarding ranking is that rankings are done by many different organizations, and they focus on different things. So when you're looking at rankings, look at them with a grain of salt, because a ranking done by, for example, the Wall Street Journal might place more emphasis on business programs than a ranking done by U.S. News and World Report, which might place more emphasis on admission criteria. So just think about that. What does a ranking actually rank? And is there a ranking of the university, or is it a ranking of your specific major or program that you want to study? Does it even matter at all? So as you're thinking about studying in the United States, think about the institutions that we offer here. We offer degrees that are highly recognized all over the world. So regardless of whether you choose to study at University of Utah or you choose to study at University of Dayton, those degrees are going to be recognized all over the world. Universities are diverse. I've already mentioned diversity in location, in geography, but also diverse in student bodies and in the opportunities that we offer. You're going to have a lot of opportunities for networking, regardless of which university you choose. You're going to have a lot of opportunities for extracurriculars, and also universities tend to be interdisciplinary, which means that at least at the undergraduate level, you have opportunities to learn from other subjects, not just the one that you're focusing on. At the graduate level, those opportunities are not as much, but you also can take advantage of them. So as you're thinking about that and those benefits that come with studying at one of our partner institutions, ranking might not be as important, because again, you're going to find those great opportunities at any one of our partners. Size. So I mentioned diverse institutions, and in diversity, part of that is the size of the institutions. You have small institutions, mid-size, large. I have a slide up here of University of the Pacific in Stockton, California. They're small to mid-size. They have about 6,000 students. And then University of Dayton here in Ohio has about 11,000 students. Or you could go supersize and go to Florida International University with almost 60,000 students. So you have those options as well to think about. And each type of institution has their own unique advantages. Smaller size institutions may need more opportunities to interact with professors. Larger campuses may need more opportunities to participate in the typical American campus life, or to work in research, or to take advantage of resources. And resources is my next slide, so let me go into that. And what types of resources are available on campus that would be important to you, and that you should consider as you're thinking about which university is the right fit for you. So does the university have good career services? Will they help you land that internship or land that job after graduation? Or while you're on campus, will they help you with tutoring? Or perhaps you're coming in as an international student and you want those support services to help you acclimate to life in the United States as an international student. So when thinking about resources, you definitely want to think about the size of the institution, which I just touched on. Will you feel overwhelmed? Are there resources to help you feel less overwhelmed? Like nationality clubs, like people to help you navigate the culture, tutoring, programming to put on dances and shows and events and help you connect with different people, help you meet with potential employers. Or on the other hand, maybe those things aren't as important to you. Maybe you want to immerse yourself in the American culture and in that culture of that specific university, and you don't necessarily care about having resources to support international students. You just want to come in and meet American students and make the most of your experience, and that's okay, but that's something for you to think about as you think about your best fit. Now, Shorelight Education does offer the signature student experience where we will help you succeed on campus. We will help you make that transition from life in Dubai or in India or Somalia to the US campus a little bit more smooth. And we'll help you with life in the United States and will help you thrive at an American campus. So Shorelight does offer that resource with many of our signature partner institutions. So this topic today, this presentation, is about finding your best fit. It's not about finding the highest ranked institution. It's not about finding the cheapest institution, not about finding the one with the most beautiful campus, whatever that means to you, but the best fit. So best fit is about finding the best place for you to be successful and to have a successful outcome. So again, it doesn't mean choosing a university at the foothill of the mountains or in that city that you've always wanted to live in, but overall finding that university that will support you and support what you need as a student. So going back to the original poll question about what's the most important factor in helping you choose a university, or that you should consider as you choose a university, it's really all of the above. And it can seem overwhelming because I mentioned some options around the US that exist, but we are here to help. So Shorelight does have a university matching tool to help you find the best fit, to look at your desires and the factors that are important for you. And so this service is free for you to take advantage of. We offer our advisors to guide you through that process to make it less overwhelming so that we can narrow down your choices and help guide you and gain admission to that perfect best fit institution for you. We'll look at your academic profile as well. That's very important. That's something I haven't touched on. So let me touch on that real quick. So that is something that you will want to consider. It's not just about you choosing the university, but it's also about the university choosing you. It's a contract, right? Because different institutions will have different admissions criteria. Some may require a higher grade point average. Some may require higher English proficiency. Some may require certain standardized tests like the GRE or the SAT or the GMAT. or letters of recommendation. And I haven't touched on this, but cost is also important, right? So our advisors will help you take a look at you yourself as a student, take a look at what's important for you, at your criteria, at your academic profile, and help you narrow those options down for you and find the right university that will help you succeed. So our advisors will help you find the right fit institution for you. So I'm going to conclude now the main part of the presentation. I'm going to take a look at the questions that have come up. So let me just take a moment to pull this up, please. We have a question that says, okay, what the question is that you realize that the Shorelight works with universities, but what's the difference between you applying to universities directly and working with Shorelight? We're going to help narrow down your choices. We're going to make that application process a little bit easier for you, a lot easier, actually. The way education works here in the US is that each university determines their own criteria, their own application requirements, their own application standards. And so we will help you navigate all of that. Because if you decide, for example, that University of Central Florida and University of Utah are the best fit institutions for you, they both have very different criteria in terms of applying to them. And so by going through Shorelight, we're going to help you navigate that. We're going to guide you each and every step of the way to help make sure that your application process goes smoothly and that your chances of getting admitted are the highest. And so that's the difference. That's the Shorelight difference. Another student put a question coming up that finding the best fit university involves considering several factors, right? We discussed some of those. And they mentioned that different universities excel in different academic programs. And so choosing a university that offers strong programs in your field ensures that you receive a quality education, right? They commented on the campus culture and environment, the atmosphere of the campus, the student demographics, and the overall culture play a significant role in your college experience. That is correct. And so again, factors that you'll want to consider are the size of the campus, the location, the diversity, the activities offered, so that you have the most comfortable fit. And then faculty and resources, the expertise of the faculty are crucial to your academic success and research opportunities, facilities, exactly. We've put the university match form as a link in the chat, so please be sure to copy that and take a look at that. And again, we'll help guide you through that process to ensure that you choose the best fit for you. So I'm going to give you all a few seconds more to think of other questions. But if you don't have any other questions, that is okay as well. Again, your Shorelight advisor is there to help guide you each and every single step of the way. And I'm sure more questions will come up as you progress through the application process. Thank you all again for making the time to be here with me today to learn more about the different factors that go into choosing a university and different factors to think about and consider as you find your best fit institution.